Okay, so finally, after a very short flight from Cairo to Aswan, we landed in Aswan. However, travel, transportation arrangements had to be made because for whatever reason, they only brought us a car instead of like a van to fit like 15 people. So we had to like wait on those services. But other than that, we finally made it to our boat that we were staying at. So at some point, I finally got to put my things in our room. I did FaceTime my daughter because the time difference, it would be like 1 o'clock in the morning where I was, but it would only be like 5 o'clock in the afternoon back at home. See what this menu looking like. So that was also hibiscus tea that they gave us complimentary at check-in. Never liquor. They never will give us free liquor unless it's a happy hour and it's watered down with literally water. So it was a group of about 30 plus traveling, and this is a somewhat bittersweet memory because we had to say goodbye to some of our friends who only were doing the first 5 day leg of the trip. So now we got to our cruise, our overnight cruise, and they were docked right next to each other. Like the way they docked the boats is crazy. It was so funny though, on the way to the boat, you could see the way they drive on bikes or motorcycles. Like it's a whole family. Like I only got the snapshot because it just happened so fast to capture it. But as you can see, like there's a whole family on one motorbike. It was just crazy. But anyway, so once we got to the boat, we stocked up. There was like a little corner store kind of for us to get these items. And these items are like the most delicious things I've tasted in Egypt. Like I wish I could have brought some home. This is the hot sauce. Let me tell you something about this hot sauce, okay? I'm looking online and it looks like you can only order it in Egypt. I could not find it in the States. But anyway, that hot sauce and that Schweppes, I think it was pomegranate. They had like real pomegranates in that soda. It was so good. So the next morning we landed in Luxor, and there was a temple right by the dock. So we got up in the morning to go see the temple. Yes, I'm still wearing this scarf early in the morning. It's already hot. So this was an early morning. Since the boat was docked only for like an hour or two, and it was going to head off, I guess, further up Luxor. Further up the Nile River. This temple was also known as the Crocodile Temple. It's, as you can see, it sits right by the water. It has some very interesting hieroglyphics, and we learned what the Egyptians illustrated as a penis back in those days. So again, we were on our worst behavior tour. So hey, there you go, my worst behavior. And yes, this was a nice sized temple, very large. You could still see like a lot of the details and even some of the coloring that used to be on the stone. So that was great, being able to actually see what the colors that, these vibrant sculptures used to look like and be able to touch it and feel it. So that was amazing. Let me tell you something though, baby. These Moses sandals came in handy and they were so comfortable. So make sure you have on some comfortable sandals or shoes. I ordered from Amazon, and actually my whole group ordered from pretty much the same place for these sandals. But again, they don't want you touching the wall, so you can sneak a feel. But yeah, they have like these guards nearby that like yell at you if they see you touching the walls too much.
Egyptian people thought that their kings, when they die, they become immortal stars.
I just remember this morning being so early and most of us slept in. So as I said before, it was an early morning. They wanted us at this temple at like 8 o'clock. So most of us, we kind of did a self-guided tour and then went back to the boat as we were docked right by the temple. So that was convenient. And many of us wanted to see what the boat had in store. So, like, this is my roommate, Daphne. Like, me and her, we went to the pool to see what was going on. We wanted to see what that pool life be like on the cruise. So we headed on up to the rooftop pool. Are we moving? Are we moving? Not Pretty Ricky one. Only our people would have Pretty Ricky one. Woo, this one ain't no joke up here. Right, you gotta pay for it, right? Yeah. Right. So I'm not sure if I mentioned before that the liquor on the overnight cruise you had to pay for. So that's why a lot of us stocked up on liquor before we got on the boat. We went to the little poppy store. They had like liquor in the back room. It was crazy. Like you just had to let him know like you wanted a bottle and he would take you in the back because they were basically selling the liquor bottles illegally.
Sorry, girl. I squirt.
Again, the name of the group is called Worst Behavior Tour. So we were on our worst behavior. It was time to party and have our little pool time.
They looking good. Oh. It's gorgeous out here. You can see the moon in the sky right there. Oh, yeah.
So at this point, we just wanted to live our best lives, as you can see. I definitely was enjoying myself. You know, I never met any of these people besides, you know, our Facebook group. We've chatted and, you know, amongst ourselves on the private page for the trip. Don't even ask me what's in this cup. That was like a concoction I made. It was like different liquors and different juices. So one thing is when you get to the airport, they're going to say that they don't sell you liquor if you've been in the country more than 48 hours. Just tip them $20 and you'll get a duty-free liquor, no problem. Show you how I live. Yeah, y'all see that moon? Like enough capturing it. Big boat, little boat. But that little boat is cute though. Now what? You do it all by yourself. So yeah, it was a beautiful ride along the Nile River. And I highly recommend if you come to Egypt to do an overnight cruise on the Nile River. So while we were on the pool deck, they did have a tea time before they did like a happy hour in the ballroom. The tea time selection was not very at all. It was like it wasn't even any meat or anything. Like I think it was just like biscuits and finger like desserts. So like no like mini sandwiches or anything like that. So as the boat is moving, you can kind of see like the little villages on the outskirts of the Nile, and like kids will be like waiting to say to wave at us from the boat like we were celebrities or something. It was really an amazing experience to just kind of see what their simple life living was like, and I guess you could call this like their countryside on the Nile River. My man's was killing it on the piano, period. Okay. This is the same man that checks us in at the front desk, the same man that's playing piano all over the ship. It was crazy. People had multiple jobs. But anyway, the cocktail hour, I would not suggest. It was like the drinks were pretty trash on this boat. But it was cool. We made up for it after dinner. And we all had the munchies and got McDonald's. So there it is. Here we are the next morning. And this is the Edfu Temple. It was massive, like so big, humongous. This place was huge. So definitely want to give yourself enough time and not rush to do these temple tours. We were lucky, and the group coordinator coordinated the tour guides, and so we didn't really have to do much work. Like everything was included with our package as far as paying for the entrance fees to get into the temples and things like that. So they just give you a ticket. Basically, they do all the work at the box office, and you just walk in and they give you a tour and enjoy. As I explained before, everything was included. So even the ride, I just forgot to mention, even the transportation was included. So when you are booking excursions, of course, if you are a traveler, you already know you want to have some type of transportation to and from your hotel to the destination. So again, everything was included, including the shuttles to the temples. As you can see, my scarf doubled as a head wrap cover up from the sun, as well as a shawl. So definitely crucial to have that. Luckily, this was a massive temple and it had a lot of shade since it was so huge. Another thing to add while I'm thinking about it, and it's at the forefront of my mind. So it was extremely hot. Like we're in the desert. Like literally, that's the part of Africa, the part of the planet we are. We're by the equator. So keep in mind, like you want to stay hydrated. So like I had this drink I kind of like carried with me throughout the trip. I kind of mixed it up. Sometimes I have some liquor in there, sometimes I wouldn't. So it was like, staying hydrated is so important because you can pass out easily out here and you're in Africa. So remember, like, yeah, you're going to be in that good old desert. But anyway, so it was so fun going to this temple because they picked us up from the ship in these horse carriages and they took us through the town. And it was crazy because the boat was going to leave. Now that boat will leave you whether you're there or not. Luckily they knew they had a big group out on a tour, so they did not leave us, but we literally made it back to the ship in time, like before the skin of our teeth. Gonna go see the queen. So the next morning, I did kind of fast forward because much did not happen that night. I feel like that night, most people were getting sick. So they have something called Egyptian tummy. And it's basically you have diarrhea nonstop. Like your food, even though the food tastes good and everything, like, and you will still have an appetite if you don't get like a bad like parasite or something. Like I still had an appetite. I was eating everything, but baby, was still having diarrhea. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Also, when you're going on these tours, that can be an issue. So make sure you're always close to a bathroom. So that's another thing. But anyway, let's not take away from this beautiful tomb, the Nefertari tomb that you are seeing now. This is something that's in the Valley of the Queens, and I did have to pay about $70 for admission to this. It used to be like hundreds of dollars, like hundreds, maybe even 1,000 at one point, and they shut it down during the pandemic. So like they opened it back up now, and yeah, this is just the most preserved tomb with even the color still intact and that you can still see. So that's why you have to pay to go in here. It is so worth it though. Inside of Queen Nefertari, they make sure we say it correctly. It's Nefertari, not Nefertiti. Nefertiti, like Americans say. It's the wrong way to say it. Inside her tomb, so colorful and beautiful. Look at the stars. You can see all the stars in this one. Worth the $70 there. Look at the colors. Everything. You can see. And just so I do put this disclaimer out there, like for honorable mention, to not take videos. However, once they told me to not take videos, I had already taken them, so I was not going to delete them. But they say it's okay to take pictures, but you cannot use your flash if you are going to take pictures. So that's just another FYI. So can you guess which of these toes are mine? Baby, when I tell you, that's how your feet are going to be looking when you are out there in that desert, okay? So you have your sandals on, but just beware, you are going to look like Moses looking and searching for the homeland for 40 years by the time you're done. But these photos came out amazing. I know I wanted to do like a photo shoot, and I just used my iPhone to take these pictures. They just came out so amazing with me wearing all white against the backdrop of the mountains. Just so amazing. And remember, the tombs are in the mountains, so just beware. You're going to do a lot of walking also. So, yeah. Up and down them steps ain't no joke. Child, I got black as hell. I did not even realize it until looking at this footage. We're just going to speed this up a little bit, but if I remember correctly, this is Pharaoh Ramses' tomb. So just FYI, again, the tombs are located in the mountains, and you will need a ride to get from the Kings, Valley of the Kings, where like King Tut and all those tombs are, to the Valley of the Queens. So make sure you have transportation to go from one side to another. That should be included in any of these tour guides that you're going to be using. This was definitely a highlight of the trip. I was looking forward to this the whole entire time on this trip in Egypt. So off to the Valley of the Kings. So I believe we did do the Valley of the Kings the same afternoon or day as the Valley of the Queens. Yes, because I think I had the same outfit. Yes, I had the same outfit on. But I would suggest not doing it the same day because in that desert, it is exhausting. These pictures are actually me inside of King Tut's tomb. Also, so the more you know, there are not going to be bodies inside of these tombs. The mummies have been taken out for the most part and taken to the Museum of Egypt, the main museum of Egypt in Cairo. But however, that they're saying that this is actually King Tut's body. So they're saying that this is his body that's inside the tomb. So he's the only one that is allegedly still, his mummy is still in the tomb for King Tut. His little feet. So we did the Valley of the King and Queens towards the end of the trip because of the location is in Luxor, and that was kind of where we ended our trip. My good sis Marlo needed some help up these steps. Definitely, again, the steps, as you can see here in this picture, the steps are serious. So beware if you are, beware that you will be doing some type of walking that day in the desert. And we had a few people who were really sick with Egyptian tummy, like had diarrhea and stuff, but they were able to gather themselves to do this tour. But again, just keep all of these things in mind in the desert and make sure you have hydration. Gotta watch the snakes around you, you know what I'm saying? Gotta watch the snakes. Snakes around. You know what I mean? Okay, and last thing I want to say is if you're claustrophobic, you may not want to do the tombs. Because, I mean, these luckily were not, like, these tombs are not too bad, but there are tombs that, like, you can start feeling kind of claustrophobic, so just also be aware of that.
Okay, self-stop.
You will wish that maybe you can buy something. Don't be worried. Anyone will buy anything.
One thing about being out in that heat, once you finally got back on that bus in the air conditioner, it felt like heaven, let me tell you. Also, something I remembered was that there are vendors outside of the temples, but again, you have to remember to barter. So, as I mentioned on the previous video.
There is two houses, most of them.
So after the tombs, we headed back to the boat where we were docked at Luxor, and we had a cute little surprise in the room when we came back. So I just got this footage to basically show you what the cruise ship had on board for us. We came back in the room. How cute, right? And we came home to a gift. Oop, his no, I wasn't gonna get you. His tail fell off. She said, "Don't get me." So yeah, that's our monkey. When we walked in, his poor toe came off. But do you see the moon now? The moon from Egypt. This is so gorgeous. Look at that. I really could not have asked for a better last night on the Nile on our overnight cruise, and what a great group to travel with. And again, some of our group members were leaving us the next day. When I tell you we were not playing no games with this boat, okay? The name of the boat, I don't know if I mentioned before, is called Alyssa. And so the lunch and dinner and breakfast was included. However, the drinks you had to purchase, and they were watered down. So yes, we definitely got KFC. So the next morning, we headed off to our final resting place in terms of our next hotel resort. And it was just so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And we were so glad to get off that damn ship. I'm not even going to lie. To get some real food, okay? There's the Valley of the King and Queens, where King Tut and Queen Nefertari and everybody are buried in those mountains. You can see it all from our resort. Good morning. So yes, I had to throw in a little picture of my daughter because, throughout the trip she was, in my DMs and whatnot with my mom sending me pictures of her. So I highly recommend this Hilton in Luxor. The food was amazing and so delicious. This was just great to have a free day to just relax and enjoy the amenities on the resort. Like, so amazing just to have a chill day. Something else. And I'm going to give y'all a tour of the spa later on in the video. But this room right here, the herbal room, I don't know what they had, all kinds of incense going on, but it smells so good. Coconut, like frankincense and myrrh, something else, I don't know, but it was just, I can still smell it in my nostrils. It smells so good. Showers, smells so good in here. I'll come back to this room, someone's in there. This is just the regular sauna. And then they have a whole situation here outside. Herbal garden. I think it's just the outside temperature. Let's see. So this moment right here is what we all have been waiting for. I would say more than anything else, being back on a resort with amenities like this, and just really relaxing and enjoying the sunset. The sunset from the pool. This was really cute. Gift bag that the group that I was with, Worst Behavior Tour, she gave us those goodie bags. It was just amazing. Like, this whole portion of the trip, like, it was just like, wow, like, we really did it, y'all. And again, it was a travel day, so we did travel from Cairo to Aswan, or I'm sorry, from the dock of Aswan to the docks and port of Luxor. So it was just a much needed day of relaxation and just to enjoy the resort and really explore the resort. Gorgeous property. Of course, that's my group that I came with all loud at the pool. I feel like royalty coming down these steps. So basically, these rooms are, I can pick what room I want to get my massage in. Is that how it works? Each room is named after like a pharaoh or somebody great. Like this one was Cleopatra. Ooh. Thanks. I don't know if I'm supposed to be in here, but look how gorgeous. So not sure if I mentioned, but the name of this hotel and resort is the Hilton Luxor Resort and Spa. Oh my God, so gorgeous. That's our room right there. Try not to be lazy and go down some steps. So it was nice to have the option to have stairs as well as an elevator. It was just a gorgeous property, like the design, architecture, rolly, the artwork, everything. So before we knew it though, it was time for dinner, and boy did they have a spread. Arabian Nights. This is amazing. They're really making the food on a fire pit. What is it called?
This is Kilipool.
Tilipu?
Kilipool.
Kilibu.
Yeah, it's very famous in Upper Egypt. Yeah.
Wow.
Especially for the Luxor.
In Luxor. This is known for Luxor in Luxor.
Yeah, for Luxor.
And all our food
Like
is going
Philippine
from
people,
literally there to here. Like, that's amazing. I love it. Hey. Okay, so don't ask me what I was doing. I don't know. Sis just pulled me up on the stage and started dancing with me. So I was really trying my best to pretty much mimic what she was doing and trying to dance like her. It was just crazy though, because the entertainers, they wouldn't be dressed like clothes, like as far as being covered up. And I didn't want to be too seductive. But it was interesting. So it was interesting to see, the difference when I guess you can entertain versus being a normal citizen. So, yes, another day down in Egypt successfully accomplished. Mission accomplished. And we just really enjoyed ourselves at this dinner. And the entertainment at the resort was A1. Good food, good vibes.
This video quality is
As I
trash.
mentioned before, make sure you have enough storage. I luckily had brought my second phone to record on just in case. For whatever reason, I think we were at the pool, and I think all afternoon, my phone was off the charger by the time I got back in the room, and we had to hurry up and get ready for this dinner, which was an additional charge, by the way, for this entertainment, I guess, and all that. But they do have a free buffet style, I believe, in breakfast buffet. So yeah, I definitely made sure I brought more than one phone camera, and yeah, this isn't the best quality though. Had to FaceTime with my baby. We had to get up early in the morning, and yes, I did bring a toilet paper roll with me on that excursion. And this is actually the Temple of Karnak, which was close by to our resort, and also the dock of Luxor, where our boat was docked, the Alyssa boat. But we will be going here in the evening. Surprisingly, we did not plan on going there, but we heard great things about the Karnak Temple. Yeah, but I had to get up early. Like, this was 4 or 5 a.m. We had to get up to go do the hot air balloon, and we actually ended up not doing it because the winds were too high. And this is actually footage of us after we all were up early in the morning. We were like over it, but for whatever reason my videos loaded in backwards, so I'm just going to tell you the story from the end to the beginning. So where the hot air balloons were is close to the Valley of the Kings and Queens, and that's what you're seeing here, like the entrance to the Valley of the King and Queens. That this used to be a temple that you're looking at, but there were floods that flooded this whole region. So unfortunately, that temple was lost. But that's our tour guide, and he was a very handsome, nice guy. He was telling us about how he was in college with his now fiance, and they've been in school, going to school, and I guess now that they finished their degrees, they can finally get married. And marriage is of very utmost importance in the religion of Islam and most religions, but especially like in Egypt. So as you can see, we were still having a good time in the desert of the Sahara. Well, this is the Valley of the Queen side, where the hot air balloons were to take off that morning. They ended up not taking off. But yeah, we still had a nice, good old time. It was also interesting to see the women baking bread in the morning. Like this was had to be like it was early, man. Like 6 a.m. They was up, okay, getting it. The sun rose, and so did this bread. Okay, this bread had to rise as well. So yeah, it was interesting to watch everything going down. And this is like just a regular morning for them.
Oh my god. It's so beautiful. I said, look at this beautiful sunrise. Well, it's almost a sunrise. We're about to catch it. Sorry.
Yo, you get free light for me. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, y'all. Basically, like I said, the clips in my computer loaded backwards for whatever reason. It's just too many clips, and I can't. So this is the boat ride to the Valley of the King in Queens. You have to take a boat there. I mean, you could drive around the bank, but it just took longer. So I guess they figured this was faster to catch. You know, we were trying to catch the sunrise, even though we ended up not doing the hot air balloons anyway.
Like that. Hello.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
And as you can hear the prayer going on in the morning, I think it was like 5 a.m. or yeah, right before sunrise. So yeah, they don't play, like I said, in Cairo when you can hear the prayer resounding from miles away in every direction. But yeah, so also it was cool because our tour guide gave us our money back in the credits to use towards the next trip because they travel all over the world, different places. So that was a good customer service right there. But anyway, we're going to fast forward to that evening, the Karnak Temple. So yes, it was our last night in Egypt. It was bittersweet. Someone actually did end up doing the hot air balloons the next morning. Sis does the most, but I love it and I love her for it because I'm just as extra. But yeah, we had to like leave. Some of us had early flights in the morning, so it just didn't make sense for us to try to do this hot air balloon in the next morning at 4 a.m. But anyway, so here we are at Karnak Temple. They have a whole light show display, and they're the only temple, I think, in Egypt to do this. So enjoy.
May the evening soothe and welcome you, O travelers from Upper Egypt.
You will travel no further because you are come. Here, you are at the beginning of time.
Dang, people can't say it's
Here was conceived and lived
just bumped into
the great week of
That's so cool. So every section is going to like do a little narration, I guess, as we walk through it.
Did you know that the obelisk design originates in Egypt? And it looks very familiar if you have ever been to DC and have seen the Washington Monument. So the main difference was, I looked it up because also in Paris there's a famous obelisk, and I believe it was a gift to Paris. They're saying it's a gift, but it's just like, you never really know. Like, was it a gift or was it stolen? But so the difference from the one in Washington is that it has different pieces of stone, like versus it just being one piece of stone that's shaped into a tall ass obelisk. So this one, like the ones in Egypt, you'll find they are one big ass piece of stone, a rock from the mountain, and somehow they got it all the way from the mountain where you see the Valley of the Kings and Queens are to the temple here where our hotel is located across the riverbank. Like a whole mission even these days. So I can't imagine like back hundreds, thousands of years ago how they did this. But yeah. So the whole experience at Karnak Temple was one for the books. Like, I'll never forget. It was really a night to remember, our last night in Egypt.
So humongous. So tall.
So, like most temples, this temple had vendors outside of it, and I was able to find a huge piece of luggage, and it had like a lock on it, like the zipper and everything. I had actually my handle on my last zipper broke, so this was right on time. I did file an insurance claim, and they did send me money for the insurance claim. So make sure you have travel insurance, okay? Because it definitely paid off for me. And remember to barter because the vendor was trying to sell me that piece of luggage for basically $60, and I got him to talk him down to 40. Hi. Oh wow. Good morning. What? Hi. It's like a parrot, some kind of parrot. What? So the breakfast buffet gave what it needed to give. They had someone making omelets, the standard buffet style. Yeah. So like I said, this was the last day. So most of us had early flights. I, however, had a later flight, so I was able to enjoy the spa a little bit before checking out. Had a little spa day. They straight up got ice in here. Give yourself an ice shower, I guess. That's a first for me. This smells so good, and I wish y'all could smell it. Oh, it smells so good. I'm about to fall asleep in this hair thing. About to fall the fuck asleep. It smells so good in here. They got the incense. The incense on this thing. But it's not too hot. It's just perfect. You can fall asleep. Gorgeous property. all oiled up. So as you can see, I got a good old massage in it. And they oil you down, okay? I'll show you a little bit of the spa experience.
So good.
Here, I think I got mint because I wasn't feeling good. So they said mint is really good for a virus to clear your system out.
Sure.
And I think I did coconut oil. Oh, okay. All right. This smells so good. So this is what's about to go on my body. And I'm about to get a scrub and then a massage. So, yeah. And also, just real quick, just to show a suite. Someone upgraded their room to like the honeymoon suite, basically. So just to like show you like a walkthrough of that. Child, they had everything in there: a sauna, jacuzzi, the balcony. It was lit. Okay. Oh, so the time had finally come to say goodbye to Egypt. So we all headed to the Luxor airport. As you can tell, I'm just so excited to have to get on these flights. This was the longest flight. Well, no, this was the flight before the longest flight, which would be 14-hour flight. Just so thrilled, right? So most of these airports, you have to get a ride to the tar pit where your plane is located. So they'll put you on like a shuttle like this with everybody that's on the flight. So you have to wait for your shuttle. And there are going to be hella checkpoints. So please give yourself hours before your flight because it's going to be so many checkpoints.
Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
I cannot believe we're doing another checkpoint. Okay. How many checkpoints we've been through today?
Man, damn near
It's
10.
7.
Oh,
At least
7?
I think it was 7. Like, this looks like the last one. I just wanted to get him in his little outfit. So boom, finally on the flights from Cairo to Qatar. I had to do a flight from Luxor to Cairo. So now this is the second flight from Cairo to Qatar. Then I'll do Qatar to JFK. Now let's get into the fact that the bull changed my seat that I paid for an upgraded seat, right? Long story short, the manager on the flight attendants, she gave me the seat I wanted, but I did end up getting a refund. So contact your bank if they ever do something like that. You will get your money back. Let me tell you, it was just so many things happening in this Qatar airport. I found a whole bottle of Smirnoff. Yes, I did. I put it right into my water bottle. Then my airplane size water bottle and took it on the flight. But anyway, yeah, this is a nice size bathroom that Qatar has. And this is the famous bear that's inside of the Qatar airport. Qatar, which is where the FIFA soccer games are being played as we speak. World Cup. So make sure you ask to see the teddy bear when you go to the Qatar airport. There's a lot of artwork. As you can see, even the playground is artwork for the kids. They were going up and down the slide. Looked like fun for the kids. But yeah, they got money out there, y'all. This again, Qatar was ranked one of the best airports in the world this year. So yeah, we can see why. It's like I feel like I was the Jetsons waking up into a new century. This airport is fire. And it was finally time for me to fly home to America. Back to JFK. New York City was calling my name. I couldn't wait to go home, y'all. I loved it though. Egypt was amazing. But I was ready to see America again. And my baby. Finally back home. So yeah, like I was not feeling good. That's one thing. Coming back from overseas, you're probably going to be sick on the plane. And I was. But I was not sick enough to not want to get a cheesesteak when I landed. It's like my go-to thing when I get off a plane. I need a hoagie or a Poppy Store cheesesteak. Also, I had to go get my nails done. Just have a little time to myself before I got my daughter. I had like a couple hours. So I went and got my nails done. Yes. Eagles was playing. Like, it was a good night to come home. But finally made it home. And child, it's just no place like home. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and tune in next time for my next travel diary to Disney World, our family vacation with Bay, his son, and my daughter. Y'all stay tuned.